So good evening, everybody. I'm doing hybrid events tonight, offline and online people. So please turn on the camera if you like it. It's okay to. Yeah, thanks for that. Hi, it's really happy to see your face on here too. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself or the computers and the few audience here tonight. So appreciate it. Thanks for the time up. I'm checking the faces and checking the chat room. So if you have any questions or if you have any reactions, please type on the chat box. I'm reading through all the events. So yeah, right here. Thank you. Cool.
Can you hear us?
The topic is frameworks of business ideations. I'm meeting with more than like 200 people in a year for the entrepreneur, or I'm meeting like 100 people and 200 meetings, I mean. So what I want to say is like so many people to discuss about ideas, to start something new ideas, something to create, sometimes have to innovate ideas. So during the meetings, I know some frameworks that people doesn't know. So I'd like to introduce frameworks of business ideation tonight. So I hope we can have a little bit interactive events tonight. So if you find ideas, please type on the chat box or offline people just talk to me, okay? Otherwise, I'm talking to myself. So here's today's topic. I want to have a little bit of stretch your brain tonight. And I prepare some quizzes of logo design. And what is the ideation for the second topics? And this is the forced ideations, which means that it's not framework, right? So mainly I'd like to introduce two frameworks. One is for something you probably learn when you are primary school students, which is for this arithmetic points, plus, minus, multiply, and divide. We all learn, right, when you were a kid, I hope. And another framework is changing 5W2H method of business model. So 5W2H is also, you must learn how to ask some people in English. So it starts from W questions and 2 questions from H. So let me explain later. First question, what is the shape of the earth? We all living in the earth, right? Everybody live in this earth, this planet. What's the shape of it? Anyone? Flat. Where are you living? Yeah, we're standing on the flat. That's true. But the space looks like that. It's not completely flat, right? We shape a little bit slightly like something. Anyone? Flat. Thanks for William. Flat. It's flat here though. Actually, it's a flat out there. Yeah, thank you. True. I like that. Anyone learn from the primary school or junior high school? Sphere? Sphere. What does that mean? Sorry. All right. Good. Sounds like a right answer. Thanks for that. So we all learn from this, like when we are at school, we got like a ball, right? Maybe we are flying on the turtles. Go answer, thanks. So most of us learn the earth is like a ball. And this is like chikyū in Japanese, right? Like the ball. But fact is not. Have you seen these pictures? It's like a ball, but it's more like a log, you know? We have like the highest mountains and depths in the water is, you know, go down to the water. We don't know how depth in the earth looks like. So what I want to say here is we got a bunch of information to educate it. And we learned that this is like a ball. We live in like a ball on a flat. But the fact is, it's not really a ball. So we have to think about it once when we learn that. So today, I hope that we can see what's the real, what is like a fact is. So starting from this image, we have to think about it. Fact and think. We have to think about it. So this is starting the quiz. What can you see on this picture? Tree. Anything else? Anybody online? 3. Thank you.
I can see 2 animals.
Cool. Which animal is it?
One is a lion and the other is a chimpanzee, I guess.
Yeah, jaguars. One is gorilla, right?
Yeah.
And here, it could be jaguars or lion. I think it's lions, female lions. Right? 2 animals looking at each other. That's cool. So you see anything else? Something small though. You have to look a little bit closer, maybe. Fish, yay! Fish is here. 2 fishes. And a bit more. Yeah, birds, 2 birds flying. So 2 animals, 2 birds, and 2 fishes on this picture. So what this picture is showing? Some facilities. Any idea? This is like a logo facility though. This is a logo. Is anybody from US, America? I took from the internet. It said like a Pittsburgh something. Anybody from America? Pittsburgh? Gunshi. That's my company though. Anyone? Yeah? So a bunch of animals, right? So the answer is the Pittsburgh Zoo and Pittsburgh Aquarium, right? So why did I pick up this logo? Is like a logo is always communication tools from company to the customer. And then people design things, create the ideas, how to communicate with the company to the customers. So I think this logo is like packed, trees, natures, and animal, fishes, and birds. So it's showing the zoos, right? So once when you hit the name of the facilities, maybe probably easy to remember. Next one, what can you see from this logo? Tour de France, right? Yeah, William, thank you. Doesn't say anything about the Pittsburgh. Maybe had extra ideas to show the Pittsburgh structures of the land or something. Yeah, person on a bicycle, true. Bicycle, thank you. So, go on. So this is a front wheel and back wheel, right? And R is a man who riding on a bicycle. These are 2 men, here and there, but doesn't have a head here. I don't know why. Maybe like a big head over there. So Tour de France. So this is for events to riding a bicycle race, right? So it's packed the ideas with the structures on the text too. Another one. Anyone know these companies? Yeah, right? Something in this logo. FedEx. Something on there. Ah, thank you. Pretty quick. Masan, that's right. Aloes is on there. Aloe. Everybody can see where the aloe is? No? Check the positive pictures and negatives. You see it? Right. Aloe is on here. Why is aloe? Why FedEx put aloes on the logo? Anyone? Right, delivery things. Oh, somebody coming to arrive. So why is aloe? That's because the FedEx is like bringing something to somewhere else, right? Delivery. So it shows and hidden the aloes and explanations of the business too. Amazon, another aloe is here. It should like everyone can see the aloe, right? Yeah, that looks like smiling. Why is that? Why they put like a smiley faces on there?
You're happy when you get a product?
Yeah, I agree with that. To get the things or buy the things, try to make customers happy. So I think the Amazon had ideas to think about the people's happiness, happy moment. It's not like buying the stuff on online or just deliver things online. It's more like focus on the happy moment. And thanks for the answer. I can't pronounce the name. Hong-san. So A to Z, can you see the arrow start from A and finish at the end at Z? Showing the service from A to Z. The perfect answer, Randy-san. Thank you. So start from A to Z and a happy face. What does that mean? Why is A to Z?
We deliver everything.
That's right. So Amazon showing like we got everything. You can buy everything you want, and once when you buy it, you're gonna be happy, right? Just one name of the service is showing a bunch of messages like that. So I like this logo. So idea is always there. Somebody create it and bring to. Ding. See? So bring is like the space name, right? On the this co-working spaces. And show the V's. Put the ideas in. So it's like brilliant. So this is another arrow. I've been talking with a bunch of different industries and companies, and I've been thinking about what is business model, what this business is, what they are doing. It's so complicated, different types of industry and business model as well. But simple, one thing is a bottom of the rules of the businesses. So what is business? I would say that available goods to non-available prices, something that you have to something people doesn't have. So my job is like something that I know and teaching someone who doesn't know it. So business consultations could be like that too. And Amazon is also like delivery things too, right? So bring the things to somewhere they don't have. Or people cannot go to the shop and buy online and get the stuff. So I would say this is a business have to be gap. Something you have, something people doesn't have. So keep mind on your minds about this law. So this is another quiz. I want to get more idea from you, all right? What idea can you see in the trains? This is a Japanese train. I took pictures in Ginza line, I think. Any ideas? I would say like a bunch of ideas in the daily life. So I want to check these pictures and find ideas, someone who created. Anything is okay. I think it's uncountable. The first of all, somebody create this train idea, right? Made the trains, and then create the rooms, and made the door, and made the pipe to hold it. Is too difficult question? Ads. Yeah, thanks for Kenchi. This is a bunch of advertisement on this train, right? I hate ads in Japanese train. Yeah, too much information, right? That's why maybe people doesn't look any ads. People just like keep watching the smartphone. People doesn't like the ads. Why you don't like the ads? I hate ads before, but I become like it because it's a bunch of ideas on the ads. And I can imagine what's targets and what services from the advertisement. So I imagine like who create these things. Annoying, useless, and distracting, also dramatics, especially Friday. Right. So distracting, right? It's not good design to have too many infos. It's true. So some designer doesn't like to put the advertisement in their space because it's not fancy, not cool. But in the business side, we can get more income to give some space for the advertisement, right? Especially Friday. That's a good one. People gossiping stuff, right? Right. A low profile yet fashionable hazmat suits. What does that mean? Sorry, I don't get it. Messy in the visual, especially the game apps, true. So what I want to say here is like so many ideas in the daily life. And thanks for that. It's a bunch of advertisements on the train. And think about it. Why is everywhere on the train? Why? Why these train companies put so many ads? Anyone? Why put so many ads on?
They need revenue out of it. A lot of money.
Exactly right. Get more monies, right? As much as have like advertisement can get more monies. And where to put? On the roof, on the wall, and even on the window. And especially on the window side of the door, I think it's like an efficient place to put the advertisement because people watching the smartphone all the time and doesn't concern to see it, just like get it through, doesn't check it. But once when we standing on the door, we have definitely seen the door. Try not to look at the smartphone when we get it out and get it in. So I think it's very efficient here and also here as well. Even people like holding the smartphone, but still people checking where we are, how many stops that we are getting off. That's why got another advertisement board on the digital side on here, which is like more, can be the movies and more attractive way to pop. So this is pretty effective, which means that train company probably charge some little more extra money to be on it. So once when you on the trains and creating the ideas, we should have a dance revolution on the floor. That's good ideas. I like that. This floor is not using, right? That's a good one. Nice challenge. Yeah, I don't tell to the JL for this idea. Thanks for that. That's to make the ad to stop, right? So I think we can create it, the smartphone ads on the train, maybe pop up some ads on the train when you light on it. And maybe can do the dance revolution game on your smartphone. So we can, sort of combine the ideas, what we can do for it. Thanks, everybody. I want to have asking some more ideas about the trains later again. So please think about the ideas on the train, right? Context is very important, true. Park the peak, communicate trains, normal times, true. Pandemic time train, true. Yeah. So yeah, people mentioned about the game today. Because probably you guys seen the game advertisement on here, right? Why people put the advertisement on the game moments? Because of pandemic, stay homes, stay houses, and play a bunch of game online. So online people try to promote some more to get customers, even on the trains too. And most of the people on the train using the smartphone doing the game, even like old people doing like the games as well. So we can see what sort of company want to promote, right? So you can see which company is like a grow maybe. So the season and the age can see the different advertisement. You can catch more ideas, right? So here, this is another trend. Which company? Anyone? It's hard to see. It looks like Asia, right? No, Japan. If Japan is have more bunch of advertisement. Somebody say that I hate Japanese train. I agree, it's like a bunch of advertisement. True. Bus, it's a train, no? It's kind of like a bullet trains, not Shinkansen, but it's kind of like a fast train. The answer is Vietnam. The train in Vietnam. There's no ads on the train in Vietnam. Why? No advertisement on the train in Vietnam.
Maybe government law.
That's right. Because Vietnam is like a socialism, the government control. So they don't need to try something hard to promote the companies or promote the product. So they are not thinking about advertisement. Even the government district not looks good maybe. But as I told you before, the business is something you have to, something they don't have. So if we know the people taking the train in Japan is many ads and they get the money. So train company doesn't do anything for it. So if you are the train company in Vietnam, it's pretty easy to get another income by the different business model, which is Japan trained doings, right? So what I want to say is like bringing the idea to somewhere they don't do it. I think it's very successful businesses in Japanese trying to get that, but not really good as before because we got the smartphone and spending time on the online more. So which means the online advertisement is getting more increased, right? I want to have another quiz. If you are the PR of Hazuki company, which is like selling the product of the glasses of magnifying glasses, so you can see bigger words when you have the glasses, right? And where do you want to post advertisement on the train? Which space do you want to buy it if you are the company of this PR? That's right. Good answer. Best answer from the first. So in Japan, it's a priority seat, and mostly elder people sit in there. It's gonna be the targets of Hazuki group, right? For the glasses. So I would say, if I were the PR, I definitely post on the pictures here, or floor, or somewhere that the people sit and can see it. So priority, I hate the priority. I think it's supposed to have a priority seat for all the seats, right? Why only here? It's have to have like all private seats. So I think Japanese people is not really kind. Yeah, so do you know the business model in the train companies? So we already know the train company got the advertisement. Anything else? How do they get the money from? Right, tickets. And something else? In the bullet trains, it's getting less, but you can buy some foods and drinks in the train, right? So if you buy it, you can get more incomes, right? And also renting spaces. You know, in Tokyo, it's like a bunch of convenience store, we call kiosks on the platforms. Why is there? It's convenient, but train company can gain the rents. So it can get more money. Advertisement, renting space, buying some food, selling some food. So the business model like this, of course, starting from the ticket sales, right? And I get the income from another B companies. So B2C model, but it's B2B as well at the same time. And getting the advertisement and get the rents from another companies who sell some product. So even like on the trains, on the way to get to the platform, even on the platform, you can see like a bunch of advertisement because they want to get money as much as they want. So the train company is not really like a ticket sales. I would say like advertisement cost and incomes is huge for them too. And even like a rent space as well, especially in the middle of Tokyo. It's got like a bunch of spaces in the tiny shops and tiny rooms. Even on the train, people sell some product and get more money, Lots of money in train. So that's why train company is pretty, massive in here. So again, the business is always there, like something you have to someone who doesn't have, right? So what is the business model? It's simple, like a bunch of different industry had a different companies, but I would say only two business model, lastly. One is for the B2B and B2C. Even like all the B2B businesses end up to the B2C at the end of, a chain. So we have to think about the C, even you doing the business with the B2B model. So I would say like two different, type of business model, but it's end up to the C all the time. So when I did a consultation, I always focus on the C at the end. And then another business model is starting from a couple of years, which is D2C, right? Direct to the customers or consumers, because it can cut the procedures if you sell the product end to the C. And also start from like the smartphone is create more another business model like C2C, customer, consumer to consumers as well. So lastly, it's like a 4 different business model. If you're doing B2C and change to the B2B as well, could be the new business model. If you're doing the B2C, maybe you can cut the parts, and then focus on to the C side. Or maybe something you can create for the C2C or D2C as well. So I want to remind the business model. It's pretty simple. And how to make the business model is starting from why. I mentioned about the topics, right? 5W and 2H. And I would say why is most important keywords. One of 5W. Why people buy the product or why people like the product is most important part. And also who is the targets and why they buy it. And what do you serve or produce, right? And when to produce and where and how to do that and how much. So if you want to create new ideas or business ideas, it's simple, like a 5W you have to fill, and a 2H start from how, and maybe you can think about the money as well, so how much, right? So when I ask a new entrepreneur for the meetings or consultations, I always start with why do you do it, why customer buy it, who is the customers, and how do you produce or give or sales, and when and where, and how much is it. So it's pretty simple question, can know what the business is of it. So if you want to create a business idea, just simple, you can fill 5W and 2H, right? And if you want to change one of them, it could be a new businesses. So changing one part can create the new ideas for some new businesses, possibly. So what is ideation? So many people say like, I'm not the idea man. I don't have any ideas. I think they don't know the frameworks or they don't spend the time to think and create the ideas. All the frameworks is useful. So I would say the idea is not like inspirations. So many people say like inspirations, ideas pop up or coming in. The ghost told me or something like that, but I don't think so. So today I want to give some frameworks of the ideas. But business idea is not like just popping up or the ghost create the ideas to you. It's always have a problem. There's a problem, the solution should be the ideas. And the process of the business idea is start from observe, search the things, and getting new information, new texts or new ideas or some other business model in different industries. And then orient it, and then decide and act, right? So this is the procedure. Start from the problem and search and output some ideas, right? So good input is very important. If you didn't put any input, probably you don't have a good ideas, right? So get input, get search, and learn from other industries, and then steal the ideas and bring to yourself. So good input can be the good output, and good output means like solve the problems, right? And then design and act it. It's all the roots all the time, right? So I hope that you can understand a little bit how to input and how to output today. And institutions like popping ideas, somebody start like, I got these ideas right away. I'll pop up when you work. But I think the brain is like, think about this process. So we say like west brain and light brain has got different functions, right? But I think west brain is having this, search the information that what you got, and then right's gonna pick. So if you have a good input, maybe you have a better output. Your brains know that more than you have. So once again, good input and output. Today's topic is in these categories. So what is like good output and input? So learn from the stories. We've been living in the world for less than 100 years, right? Mostly. And many people spending so much time and effort and create ideas over 1,000 years in the human histories. So we can search and find the stories. And understand the current situations. You'll probably think about the problem in this stage, what company has or what customers have. And then think about the future, right? We live for the future. Once when we think 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 1 week, 1 year, we're living for the future. So we have to focus on to the future's info, what new technologies coming up, and we have to prepare for that. Then ideations. No ideation on the back, not too fast. You have to present ideas for the future, right? So back the ideas from the future. We have to think about the future all the time. Then if you want to go to the future with your idea, it's gonna be the business ideas on the road to be a future. You get it? Another framework to think about, or this is more like a search stage. There's a 3 point of eyes. If you're a bird, maybe you can fly and see the views from the sky, right? And if you're the insect, you've probably seen the tiny spot of the fat. And if you're the fish, maybe you can see the trends of the world or industries or companies. So I would say 3 point of the eyes is pretty important. For example, this is like an insect eyes, right? It's a tiny piece of the fat. Do you know what it is? Nail cutter. Some problem was here to use a nail cutter and just add one thing and got like 1 million hit of nail cutter in this industry in Japan. Anyone? Problem and add something. That's one of it. So that's why I go like somewhere to, use that. Hints for the older people. Nail holder, that's a good one. If you cut the nails like popping somewhere around, so it's got nail holder down here, so it can be inside. That's second idea. But it already exists. These few years, someone thinks older people is hard to use for this. Why?
Will it be special? When the people don't have a lot of strength?
Precious control. Could be. Something else to get me ahead. It's pretty simple. When you get old, we are not get old, so maybe we don't need this yet. But pretty close. Not really reached. That could be the one. But it's like if we got like a long nail, cutters, it's so hard to, cut it, right? So it's more simple. Pretty simple things. I think everybody used it when you was a kid. To see insect or to see detail, big hints. New strengths, nail correction, filter. Not really like a filter. Squish saw. What is this? Kimchi? Scissors. Hasami. No, not like that.
Clean the name, they also have something.
Yeah, extra does on there. I think everybody doesn't have any problem, so we should ask your grandpa and grandma, right? Hey, this. It's got repair. It's so hard to see when you get old. It's so tiny species. So it's got like, to see things bigger. I had a hint.
Oh, back to yours.
So I get hints, right? Hazuke root, everybody get old, can see the newspapers on the papers or reading magazines too hard. Same thing. Everybody knows that. I already introduced the product, even if it doesn't come up because we are not old or if we don't have any problem with it. Just put the scope just like it and 1 million hits. Just one idea's got 1 million hits. So easy to make this one, right? It's costing like a 10 yen or 20 yen, whatever it is, and 1 million hits. Just one idea because all the people's got a problem. It's how simple is that? But we don't have ideas because we are not having the time with the older people maybe. There, this is innovation, but the technology is like 100 years ago, 300 years, So smart, but it's not only smart. We looked at the elder people had a problem. They couldn't cut it because they cannot see it. So Hazuki loop is the same thing. Even technologies like smartphone, AI, robots, but still happening here. So all the ideas and technologies like searched by the I would say Gartner hype cycle is key. We try to catch the technologies, but the Gartner, which is a consulting companies, search the technology all their lives and companies work, right? So I don't search new tech. I check this one and then try to know the new tech. It's a faster, And then they seen this hype cycle when it's coming and which stage right now of these technologies. So I would suggest to check this one, hype cycle. It's got different categories to, show there's some technologies too. So once again, find the problem, strengths and advantage or add something, and cut the process or eliminate of undislike or unsatisfactions, and multiply with something new. So if you have 4 arithmetic points, you can create any ideas and remember just like loops, you can just add one thing. Another example, it was so big news when Olympic was 19th or 20th, 2004, 6 maybe. Anyone saw the swimsuits? Racer. People wear these swimsuits, swim too fast, so organizations stop using this. Everybody see this? If you check in Olympics, you can see lots of new technology, shoes and swimsuits or, time race watch and stuff like that. So not going forward because of the water resistance, it's so hard to go. But decreasing the resistance can go faster, right? And then add something, learn from the animal. No animal? Yeah, that's animal. Learn from animal. Get the hints from animal. Anyone? Long fin. We can't put the fins on the swimsuits. That's right, William-san. Correct. Shark skin. Shark skin. Shark is what, swim so fast. Why? Because it's reduced the resistance. So this swimsuit manufacturer learned how was the shark skins looks like, and they used the material, the shapes like it, in each species of detail, and get the hints from shark skin, and the people can swim so fast. Another one, Shinkansen. Kids love it. Shinkansen creator get the idea from another animal. It's the same thing. That was in the water to cut the resistance. This is for the air resistance. What animal is fast in the air? Eagle cruise pretty close. Hawk could be, yeah. William-san, you know quite a lot today. Birds big, that's right. Especially they focus on to the beak of kingfisher. Why? Because kingfisher's beak is pretty sharp, right? And it goes through to the water so straight. So it can cut the air into the water. It's a perfect shape, So Shinkansen's head, look, this is pretty sharp. It's pretty long nose. They create ideas by kingfishers. That's why they named after birds. Tsubasa Ichigo. Oh, I think Tsubasa Ichigo was first before they create this, I think. Paul-san, thank you. I can't read it. Biomimicry. Anyone can pronounce it? Biomimicry. Biomimicry. Thanks. So biomimicry is probably like get the ideas from the animal, right? So another one, the North Face outdoor apparel makers, and this is hit as well. Moon PARKA, and combined with the technology Spiders. This is a startup, Spiders. It's going so good. It had some new technology of making the materials, and they get the ideas for some animal again. Try to make strength of material, Spiders silk. Paul-san, maybe he knows about the startup. Spiders. What animal got really strong material? Yeah, spiders' milk had to do with the rope as well. Yeah, true. Anyone? Which animal? No, space is just for the jackets for the winter. It's pretty strong with the down jackets mainly. Stronger than wind. Polar bear, strong material. It's insect making it. Even American comic book is focus on to that. New heroes from the insect. American comic. That's pretty close, but it's not the Batman. Yeah, that's right, Spider-Man. That's right, Spider-Man is so strong. How to create a new strong material for the way to make the nets. So Spiders, a startup of tech, got the technologies ideas using how spider make the nets like. Obviously, spiders and fibers. Yeah, that's right. It's so smart, eh? Kenji, you got it. Spiders, yes. Spiders and fiber. That's why they create the names like that. Good one. So the name can combine the idea as well. So they can see the roots of spiders. Another one. Sharp. Washing machines. Got idea from the dolphin fin and how to wash the clothes, right? So bunch of the ideas and manufacturers got a lot of idea from the nature. It's called biomimicry. I learned from that, thanks. So if you check in the homepage of the shop, this is called the page of nature tech, which means that a shop is always looking for the idea from a nature. Lots of products come from the animal and the insect. So what I want to share the ideas here is we can learn from someone in some specific categories who or which animals are good at it. So we probably better not to create from like calculations. We probably just learn from someone who has it. It's the same thing. All the business, something they have and something we don't have. We cannot swim under the water because a bunch of like water resistance. So just put the same suits on, which is shark wearing it. Pretty simple, right? Simple ideas. And come the text after that. And now what? History of a mobile phone. I never used the big as much as this. It's a huge box, right? And getting smaller. And I probably start using from this stage. And we call Garake here, né? Anyone using Garake before? Only 3, 4, see? Young fellow just starting from the smartphone. So they don't know, and probably you guys doesn't know what's going on. But the point is, mobile phone was too heavy, right? That's why I make it like smaller. So which means the minus sizes and make it smaller. That's simple stuff. So small phone was being hit when other phone was big. Simple, right? And when you cannot talk on the phone, we press the messages. When I was a kid, I got a mobile phone, but I only can type 14 digits. So it's so hard to communicate it, you know? Only 14 digits. So messages was only like a 20 characters, 20 Tango vocabularies at the beginning. So they created the mail messages, right? And another one. So it's adding the camera and it can take the videos. So another function, we can take the pictures, you know. So the camera makers got really shocked that people not buying a camera anymore after people got each phone on each person with the camera and can take the videos. Now what, we can take the video 4Ks, 8Ks. We don't need to buy the camera anymore. So another functions, camera, video functions into the phone to create something new. And it's so troublesome to exchange the numbers a long time ago, like which is your number, you know? We have to lights or types. But another tech in Japan was infrared, so can communicate without type or anything. Just like, let's do this infrared. So we can, you know, exchange the codes or numbers. Now what, we can use like QR code, or maybe we don't need to use anything, just like accept it, right? So there's a problem on the phone, and I create the ideas, minus, plus, multiply with some other text, or another plus. So how simple is that? Just pretty much had a program to solve some solution with like this 4 arithmetic points. So we all know the iPhone, right? Why iPhone got hit in this smartphone industries? They create the smartphone technologies. Gotta buy a new one. If you want to get a new phone, you have to get a new phone. But they can update it, right? So it could be PC and Apple Store update the new, update the new, right? So you don't need to buy the phone anymore. And another problem, eliminating buttons. And we used to type the things button, right? It's so tiny pieces and it costs more. But what? We don't have any buttons anymore, just like a side little bit and not on the front. So any language can be updated on the screen, right? So they eliminated touch panel. And even my nephews, they can't type anything, but they can use smartphone or iPad because voice recognition is getting so much better. So we don't need to type anymore. Just talk to the phone and can be typed and send it the message by the phone. So even we had an iPod and sending the messages to someone, even you don't need to pick up the phone anymore. Just talk yourself with like small phone, right? So they cut these functions. And I got really surprised when I buy it. You know, Japan love like manual. When I bought a phone like this small phone, I got a huge box, like I got like a few notes, you know. I know I'm checking the older notes as a manual. So simple UI and UX, they eliminate it. And even we don't have a wallet, right? We don't have a coins anymore. You just like a charge on the smartphone or Apple Watch and then pay for that. So they eliminate even wallet. And a music player as well. When I was a kid, I had a CD player, become MD players, and then Walkmans, and I have to hold the phone. So I had
Even iPod.
Yeah, that's right. Even an iPod.
Yeah.
So it's got lots of functions. Camera, no camera anymore, no phone. Maybe we don't need to have a phone anymore, right? So what I want to say here is like iPhone is got hit because they eliminate the things. Lots of minus. Try to make it simple. Try not to hold even wallet. So the idea is pretty simple. Try to cut the procedures or cut the functions and cut something that you have in the pockets. So Steve Jobs was talking about, this is for everything. You don't need to carry anything, you just phone, right? So eliminate things. And the same things happen for line, communication up line. I think most of like people live in Japan using the line to communicate it. Why line can be successful? Even they come after, like lots of different, tools and companies, but line. Why is that? Troublesome to type the message. What did they do? So troublesome to type the message, Voice is one. That's right. Line got emoji stamp. Emoji become like English, right? And I feel so weird, like emoji in kanji is like, pictures and words. And the emojis doesn't sound like emoji for me, that is characters there. But people troublesome and they try to express the feelings and the emotions on the stamp, right? That's why they're successful, I think. And it costs the money to pay for communicate. How much time that you spend to talk? What's the cost? How much you need to pay before? But online app, you don't need to think to talk or sending the messages. I spent like $400 when I was like a high school student, and my moms and parents got so mad. Makoto, why did you spend so much money on the phone? 400. Sometimes I pay like 1,000, only talk to my girlfriend and friends. 1,000 when I was students. Of course my parents get mad. I can get an iPhone right now, right? So, no phone bill. Free call app. That's why people start using that. Doesn't need to think about how many digits that we're spending for. And extend the contract again. That was like something red, infrared, but no more. Search IDs or just put the numbers, or you can record the numbers on the phone already. Maybe you can search for the numbers or QR code. So cutting the procedures of exchange the contents is by the different way. So the business model changed a little bit. No communication fee, and buying an emoji stamp is a business model, right? So they don't really charge for the communication. They get the money buying the stamp mainly. So the business model get changed, right? Free for that. And Apple Store, you can download it. And they don't really charge from the customers. It's more like charge from the creator who sell the product to the line, then they pay for it. So they create the new systems of the monetization for creating stamps. And people using for the app for free, but some people, buying some stamp, but what you want to buy. Or the point is, another point is like you can give the emoji to friends or families and pay for it. And it must be in the communication tool in the whole world. So business model is quite different with telecommunication companies. You just give some, application and then open the markets. So I create my wife's stamp, right? It's so easy to create the stamps and then gift it. And I buy my wife's stamp, what I created, and buy for her. Even my parents, they bought these stamps. I don't know why. They are not my wife, but they like to hold it somehow. So they are happy to buy it once when you create it, someone you like. So another market start from open by the creative markets. That's why. And this is the example of my clients, which is a designer. When I talk to the designer, he said like, I have to meet face to face. Otherwise, we are not sure how to communicate what they like to create. So need to meet face to face. And bunch of meetings, like starting from the hearing basis and get the ideas and then create something and then have a meeting again. Is this what you like to have? And a meeting again to fix again and again. So many meetings. So that's why it's so hard to give a design cost, because it depends how many meetings that you have to do to create some designs. For example, like logos. So I talked to them, is that really true? So they had a bunch of meetings, right? And I cut it the procedures. When you hear some ideas, why can't you do the Google form and then post it when you start meetings? So get the idea before, and then you have to be prepared what you can create, for example. Then design decisions could be in the meetings. So the designer is a good designer. That's why they can create it to draw the pictures and draw on the computers. It is what you want to get. So it's cut the procedures and cut the cost as well. So they had a new businesses. You can do the Zoom meeting like today. So cannot really, they doesn't have to have a face-to-face meetings all the times, and cut the meetings. On-time design can solve it. So one meetings can create design of logos. That's why I can cut the cost as well. And then using the Google form questionnaire forms before start meetings. So I had this idea with these companies because my head was like a format of 4 arithmetic points. What is the problem? And then how can we cover? And then try to be innovative ideas. It's not super innovative for me. I just think about it, minus and plus. Just cut the procedures and create a new services. And now I'm doing like a logo down, which is like a logo design talk for every Thursday. Then running 28 times in this 6 months. And I got designs offer more over 1 million again. Just I talk to the design online and no promotion cost for that. So this is my client's example. And almost the end. So when you think about new ideas or innovative ideas, as I talk about like in the nature's animal or insect kind of ideas, if you go for walk, take the trains and start getting the ideas to get input in the daily life, not start think about what is innovation ideas, not like that. It's just keep thinking in the daily life and get input in the daily life. Or if you go to the bookstore, it's got a bunch of different categories and different covers. So if you want to think about the new idea, go for a walk or go to the bookstore, just multiply the ideas with your businesses or your products to multiply the things with daily life on some where they have a lot of infos. And another tips, so we always like focus onto the surface. We can't see really in the bottom of the waters. But the business is like always a plus and a minus mostly. People easy to focus on the functions or safeties or capacities, right? Or can reduce the cost and times. And then think about to cut anxiously or pain or sadness or fears. If you eliminate those feelings, it could have like another business ideas as well. And I try to make the people happy, impress or prejudice on a happiness, right? So good things to plus some more and bad things to get eliminated. Try not focus on to what you see. You have to think deeply. So about the train, transportation really convenient, but what is our benefit of the train? What is the benefit of the train? Anyone? That's right. Shinjan, good one. We save the energy just like standing on it, and the train car is moving to somewhere. And the time, I think the train, we buy the times to use the transportations, right? And also like give some space. If you think transportation is not really like move things, bring us to somewhere, it's like saving the energies, saving times, and give our spaces in the train. So if you think this transportation is this values or benefit, what you can do for this to the customers, it should have more ideas, you know. So this is the last workshop with you tonight. I want to get some more idea from you. What you can eliminate in the train.
Maybe have automatic driven trains.
Ah, good one. I love it. That's new tech, right? Automatic driving trains already exist. Okay, good one. Thanks for the answer. Minus wheel. Oh, that's one. I like the minus wheel. It's a linear Shinkansen is coming in 2027 in Japan. Minus wheel. They don't use the wheel. Little bit of wheel to keep on the rail track, but not as much as we have. Minus energy. Yeah, that's the one. Minus using the electricity. William-san, pretty good. Thanks for that. Yeah, using the magnet for the Shinkansen, right? Use the tunnel. True. Vacuum. Yeah, that's the one that's coming, right? Elon Musk doing that. Minus the seats. Good. Yeah, more space for the people. We can carry more passengers. Especially in the morning time in Japan, it's crazy, right? There's lots of people, so minus the seats. And then, if not too many people, the seats can be down. I think this is pretty smart, you know? No seats. The people thinking like, try to have a seat. It's a great idea, I think. Minus passengers. How about this? It's a seat, but almost standing. Cut the space between the seats. I don't know which this country is like.
Oh, it actually exists.
It exists. I think this is innovative as well. People want to see, but it's more standing. It could be like that in the jet coaster. It could be go to the space in, you know, or tube tunnel trains. Could be like that. It's more passengers, right? So I think the airplane is so tiny seats. I feel like this one too. I hope that I can have a bed. So the airplane has to have a bed in the, you know. I always thinking like, why we don't have a bed? Like a second or third class. First class, right? But now maybe if we, you know, can fit it in the space. It could be like all the beds in the different layers, right? Sleeping pills and making them all sleep. That's a good one. Other sleeping pills. That's a good one. And then this one, I've never seen this one yet. The seat coming down on the door. So it used to have a seat on the top of the door. And once the door is closing, the seat is coming down. And once the door is open, the seat is coming up again, and you have to sign it up again, you know? I know! Right? It's gonna be another issue, right? I haven't seen this yet, but I heard it exists in Japan. What? Right? It's more seats. Plus more seats.
They also have like exercise machines.
There's no idea we can do the exercise in the train. When I was a kid, I ordered, you know, the thing, and I tried to do the exercise, and my parents like getting mad about it. Yeah, I want to do that. I really need to do that, right? So that's another innovative idea. And then this train, this is one exists as well. Who spa? Who spa in the train? So comfy. This exists already. Taking the spa and you can see the view. That's why lots of like big windows down there, so you can see the whole view when you ride on the train. So they think this is not transportation. I think they think this is a space, how to spend the time, comfy times, and then add some like happy moment, relaxed moment. So adding it. And this one, and then I'm thinking, why is it empty on the floor? Why? It's like a bunch of advertisements, but not on the floor. We can just put the stickers on, like bring stickers on the whole trains. We can see it. And this was for the Olympics, and ASICS. ASICS was like making the whole advertisement down the floor on Yamanote line. So this space could be advertisement as well. Maybe it costs too much, maybe. Right, that's right. We need that. Right. In Australia, yes. But not in Japan. But when you're coming from Narita to the Tokyo station, I think one car is for empty spaces. Then wheelchair or big luggage or even like surfboard can be fitted in there. So it's getting more. They have already door floors. True. So it's any space can be advertisement as well. And the last one, Rohit saying that this is not any person to drive it. It's AI driving. This is you come in Tokyo. Exactly right. It's class too. And a nice view. I love to sit on the front. Can see the whole view, right? It's kind of rare and interesting. Yeah, romance car as well. That's right. So it's one innovative idea. You make the things, create something as more different value, right? Which is how to spend the time. It's better view to see and enjoy it. So it's not eliminating stragglers. So creating more values. So it's pretty much conclusion tonight. I want you to put your business on here and think about the problem of what's going on in the industries or companies or product, or eliminate some people's feelings. And then plus or minus into your business model 5W2H in each category can be, different idea for the one category and changing it. And then track the new technologies or some idea from animals or insects. And then go for work or go to the bookstore to combine the ideas.